Hello everyone, Steve from Forge Forged here. I'm very excited today because the prototype of my game with the actual artwork has finally come in the mail and I'm going to be unboxing that. So I thought I'd do a video showing me opening that up and showing you kind of a first look of what the artwork is going to look like for this game. Okay, here we go. Got my handy box cutter here. Super excited. This is so cool. So there's the box there. Outside there is where the barcode's going to go. There. And that's what it looks like underneath. Neat. This artwork was all done by my friend Mackenzie Tolenko. Turn it so you guys can see it. Lid comes off very easily. So these are what I call the snow beams in my game. You might recognize them as like Catan roads, basically. I'm hoping with the manufactured version of it that I've been told that I can get like a square of wood instead of using 4 of these to make kind of like a box of wood. So that should be a little bit more well designed for that. Let's see here. Okay, so these are, I think, the stickers. Super tiny. Cute. I got a few different components to see kind of like which worked best for the game. So some of these probably won't end up getting used, but I just wanted to see like what was available, like what I could kind of play around with. So I've got some like, I thought the possibility of like using some of these little round things as like the lemming markers and the food and water markers underneath the tiles. And then it was interesting, they actually had like, here I'll open it up. They had a little polar bear token on GameCrafter, so I thought that was like pretty fitting for my game. I don't think I'll actually end up using that. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be, but it is a possibility. And then the other thing they had was like a little bug one, so that was also pretty cool. And then yeah, I got some of these markers, like these normal game markers that you could use instead of the punch-out ones. There's the 4-sided die. And then these are the character stands, I guess, so I put the cardboard stands in there. Okay, let's see what else we got. So these are the cards. I was debating between like getting cards and getting like tiles, punch-out tiles. Cards would obviously be cheaper for production. So I got a few of those just to see kind of what that could look like and if that could work for the game, because I could definitely save on material costs if they were cards instead of tiles. Okay, and then we have the punch out stuff in here. So I'm going to punch these out in a little bit. And I'm very impressed with the quality of it so far. And it looks really good. It turned out really well. Look at that, they just pop right out too. I got this other game recently that it didn't come out so easily and some of them were getting kind of ripped. But yeah, that looks really good. Oh yeah, they have some, what does it say? They have laser cut components, have a slight amount of soot, which can be quickly wiped off. And they have a campfire-like smell. I actually like the smell of campfire, so that's not a bad thing. Well, so that's like a tile. That would be a danger zone tile there. Punch the rest out in a bit. Let's see. Are these just the tiles? I think so. Oh no. So we have the tokens here too. Look at that. So these are like the foxes, the polar bear, and then the food and water and stuff. So it should just punch right out. Nice. So this would be like the fox token. That's really cool. Let's try them in one of the stands. Yep, they just slide right in. That's so cool. I love it. Yeah, and then we have all the other tokens too that I'll punch out. The food, the water, the paw print, the Karen beetle. Okay, and then we have the game board. So this might be like kind of an add-on piece. I don't know if it's really necessary for playing the game, but it just is nice to not have to put your stuff like right on the table. So it's a quad fold board. And then you have the lemming side and the fox side. And then the tiles will go like right on top of them. I'll show you like setting it up in a minute. Yeah, happy with how that turned out. That's good. And then last but not least, the rule book. Yeah, that turned out really well too. Great. And then the last thing, I got Kenzie to put some like lemming tunnels along the inside insert of the box, which also I really like too. So that's the game and all its components. I'm going to kind of like open them up now more and yeah, try to set up the game, see what that looks like. Okay, so here's a complete look at the game components. We have the tiles. So there's 15 danger zone tiles, which are double-sided. So they have the image of the fox's paw prints with them digging a hole on one side. Maybe I'll hold that a bit closer so you can see it. And then on the other side, it's just kind of blank. Then we have the fox zone. So the fox zone is the same image on both sides. Because it doesn't matter if it's flipped or not, it always stays looking the same. We have the other 4 fox zone tiles. So these ones are also the same image on both sides because it doesn't matter if they get flipped or not. Then we have the lemming zone tiles, which are also same image on both sides. And the lemming burrow, which has this image, the same as the other lemming zone tiles on the back side of it, so that it stays hidden in the lemming zone. Then there's 2 reference cards. So one for lemmings and one for foxes, just reminding them of sort of their actions and the turn order in case they forget. We have the snow beans, game board. Then we have the fox tokens. So this is 1 fox. This is the second fox. Oh no, this is the second fox. And then this is the polar bear. And then we also have the ones that go underneath the tiles. The polar bear paw print. The carrion beetle. Wings token. Shell token. Food and water tokens. And then the 2 lemming tokens. And then the 4-sided die. Alternatively to the tiles, there's the cards, which are exactly the same as the tiles, except for they're in card format. So I'm going to decide which one of those I want. And then I put the stickers on some of these. These were kind of another option, and I still might use them if I decide to go a route where I have like a screen for the lemming players. But other than that, I think I'm going to stick with the tokens because I like how they turned out. So what I'm going to do now is set up the board, and then yeah, take a look from there. It's perfect. So you place these beams along the edge here. And then you find the matching tiles. So this is clearly the fox zone here. So these river tiles kind of also match up with that. And you just set them right on top. And then underneath them is room for all the tokens. So if the water token was in this zone, for example, I'd put the water token there. Maybe there's a lemming there as well. And one of the problems with the early design of this game was that I didn't have anything in between these. So you could, even with like completely flat lemming tokens or just like laminated lemming tokens, you could kind of easily see where they were. So this way, it kind of puts up a barrier between what you can see and what you can't see, what's underneath the tiles. And it should be, if my measurements were right, that even if I put something like the adaptation on top of the lemming, that it's still, yeah, it's still held up by the roads, or the snow beams. So that's good. And like I said, hopefully with the final version, I can get a square of wood instead of 4 of these beams, so that when you're setting it up, you only have to set up 25 of them instead of 4 for each one of the tiles. Okay, now what would happen would be the fox player would close their eyes, and then the lemming player would hide their den card, the lemming tokens, the polar bear paw print, and the carrion beetle token while the fox has their eyes closed. So let's do that now. I'm going to put my den in the middle. That's usually where I like to put it. Let's see how 2 lemmings fit in the same tile. Perfect. Put my den card there, face down. And then I'd put my other 4 cards here. Good. Looks a little bit raised, but I think only because it's on the middle part of the board. Not because the lemmings are hiding underneath it. And then, let's see, hide the polar bear here. And hide the carrion beetle, maybe like over here. I like to put the polar bear somewhere where it's likely they're going to trip it up. Okay. So then these rows here are going to go this direction. Look, I still need to wipe off some of the soot on these. They're not completely free of it yet. That's okay. So cool. Probably just to me, but that's okay. And then the lemming player would close their eyes and the fox player would hide their stuff. So they would choose kind of the location where their den would go. Probably gonna put it just here. Put these guys on top. Polar bear stays off to the side for now. And then their food, water, tokens. So, I don't know, sometimes I like to put them on the same side so that I can kind of block off that area and not worry so much about the adaptations, but depends on your strategy. And then we put the fox zone tiles. There we go, so that's the setup. It's pretty cool. And then lemmings would take their tile card and foxes would take their tile card. And lemmings would go first. Okay, so I'm going to try with the other pieces now, some of these guys, just to see if they actually fit underneath the tiles. Based on the dimensions in GameCrafter, that these guys are a little bit flatter than the wood sticks, so hopefully they won't show up if they're underneath the tiles. Let's have a look though. Okay, let's put it under this one. Yep, it is a little bit smaller, so it shouldn't show up, and I don't think it does. Might be a different story on, well, let's try it on these ones. It's kind of a bump to it. But yeah, still I don't think it shows up. Okay, so that's good news. Unfortunately, some of those colors are discontinued on GameCrafter, so like one of the green ones is, which is like one of the more useful ones, I think. So I don't know how well that would work. I could potentially make them all the same color, but that's a little bit boring. Alright, yeah, let's try the cards now. Let's see, like moving around. Yeah, I think it's fine, personally. I like that they don't have the soot on them, like the GameCrafter tiles do, but I don't know if that's just a GameCrafter thing or if that is a manufacturing thing for any tiles you get made. So that part is nice, for sure. Solid enough for the foxes to stand on top of. Easy to flip still, and I think it seems like they'd be still like relatively durable. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a little bit easier to kind of knock them around than with the tiles, which are a little bit more sturdy. Yeah, I don't know, so let me know what you guys think. Should I go tiles or should I go cards with yeah, with this part here? Yeah. What I might try now is just trying without the board entirely. Alright, so this is what the game would look like with just no board and just the tiles and the snow beams, which I don't think is too bad. It would be kind of the more minimalist version of the game. The board does kind of tie it all together, but it is not necessary to the gameplay. So let me know what you think, whether you think I should keep the board or not. Thank you guys for watching the unboxing of my prototype. Stay tuned for a video soon on the rules using the prototype, and also some possible variants that I might be introducing to the game.